What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Roush Performance eSports page. Man, we are about to kick off race 2 of the Grassroots Series, and let me tell you guys, if you missed last race, you definitely missed out because it was absolutely wild. I think it's the best racing that we've seen on the ROUSH eSports platform, but we are back this week getting ready to kick off Knock Hill racing circuit. And let me just tell you guys, watching these guys warm up and practice, it's getting us all excited here in the booth. Speaking about in the booth tonight with me, the one and only Jack Roush Jr. Also hanging out with me, Joey Atterbury and Trevor McClure. Man, these guys are going to give you all aspects of racing. We got racing managers. They're all have been in a car. Trev is the eye in the sky, and they're going to be able to give you all those aspects of today's race. And let me just tell you, there's going to be tons. I mean, we're seeing cars absolutely air it out as these guys are wrapping up qualifying, and there's some super fast times out here. Oh man, Joey, you've put some preparation into this car setup. There's a lot to these cars this race.
Yeah, definitely happy to be back here for race number 2 of the ROUSH Esports Grassroots Series. And like you were saying, this track is pretty tricky. The car setups, they're in the air quite a bit, jumping over the curbs, and the action will be non-stop tonight. We're looking at sub 1 minute lap times. These guys are hitting 100 miles an hour 3 different times, though, in a 55-second lap. So these guys are going to keep it wound up, and I think the action is going to be non-stop tonight.
Oh yeah, no, you got that right. Jack, tell me a little bit about what you know of Knock Hill, besides obviously what we're seeing here in qualifying. Cars absolutely airing it out. I think the first thing that you talked about when you hopped on was you're talking about elevation.
You know, this is a completely new track for me. I'm not racing in the event. I'm just going to be commentating here, but you know, I gotta say, just watching it, this thing looks wild. A really significant elevation change, and you know, it really kind of points to the purpose why we did this series. You know, this is a track that I've never been to. I don't know about Joey or the other Trevor, but you know, this is more of a club level track, and again, you know, we're trying to celebrate really club racing with this event, and really what a special part of racing culture that type of racing is.
Definitely. No, and that's exactly what it is, going back to the roots. Trev, being the eye in the sky on a track like this, what are things that drivers are going to run into, and can spotters even help at that point?
Well, they're going to run into each other a lot because there's a lot of cars here on a very, very tight, tiny track. Super high speed. It's just going to be treacherous. And one thing I always say when I'm spotting is I can't turn the wheel for them. So the best thing a spotter can do is just give them the information they need to let them know what's around them and to keep their car straight and in one piece. One thing that plays into that is the elevation of the circuit. It looks like there's a pretty good high spot where you can see most, if not all, of the track here. So this is one of those rare road courses where, you know, a spotter will be able to see most, if not the whole thing. So somebody in your ear with a pair of binoculars would be quite the advantage here for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, we have 1:50 to count down until these guys are going to start gridding up. But let me just tell you, we would not be gridding up if we didn't have the support from our partners. Big shout out to Skip Barber Racing School, which you guys are really going to like what we're about to say, because there's not only going to be a prize given to the race winner that you're going to watch live finish here in about 30 minutes or so, but you also have your chance at winning something, which I'll tell you here in just a second. But huge shout out to our partners, Haggerty Motorsport Reg. This is the platform that we actually do all of our communication on, and able to communicate to the drivers, able to communicate to the fans watching. We all use that Motorsport Reg platform. We absolutely love it. And the coolest part about it is pretty much you can find out any automotive racing that's going on around you, from drifting to drag racing to some SCCA track time. So a lot of cool stuff there. Go check out HaggertyMotorsportReg.com. Huge shout out to Continental Tires for keeping these cars on the ground, as well as our actual vehicles. The ROUSH Performance Stage 3 of those extreme contact sport tires. Let me just tell you, if you need to hook up and get going quick, put all that Roush power to the ground, Extreme Contact Sport tires are the one for you. Huge shout out to Castrol jumping on board with us, fueling these vehicles, make sure that they are running in tip-top shape. Big shout out to Castrol. Excited to see these guys on board for the Grassroots Series. But I know what you guys are all waiting for. You want to know what the heck can I win during this broadcast? Well, it's actually super simple. All you have to do is like where you're watching, share it, and comment. Tell us favorite part about the stream, who you're pulling for, and you will have your chance at winning a Skip Barber Racing School voucher. So you're going to go out there and actually get behind the wheel of a Skip Barber Racing School vehicle. And just to let you know, there's Roush Stage 3 Mustangs out there. So I don't know. I'd definitely be entering in this a few times. So be sure to like, comment, and share. I'll be repeating a few times throughout the stream, but we are going to have a great time tonight, guys. Looks like we're at a 1-minute countdown to qualifying. Times are getting clocked in. And man, Joey, these guys, they're laying them right next to each other.
Absolutely. It looks like the top 4 are separated by about a quarter of a second. 53.63 is going to be the pole-winning time taken by Brandon Hawken there. But looks like I said, all the way back to 4th place, 53.90 P4. So that's only a quarter second for the front 2 rows. I think guys are going to be separated by what, maybe 6 to 10 inches the whole race like last time.
Oh, wow. Yep, that... Go ahead, Trev.
It's gonna get better than that too, Joey, because if you look further back, 5th through 9th is another 0.3 of a second separating them. Then another half second for 11th through 17th. It's basically the entire field in 3 groups clustered together. It's going to be a good show.
All right, guys, and you're checking out that starting grid sponsored by Continental Tire. And as we saw Brandon Hawkins there, we watched him during that qualifying in practice, and he was absolutely sending it. So I'm guessing we are going to see a very similar turnout, but throwing some cars into the mix here. But looks like Brandon Hawkins taking up that P1 spot. Carter Kundinger, Kyle Herbst, Nikhil Kopkar, Trent McMillian, Colin Arnold, Kyle Paty, James Stacy rounding out your top 8.
Yeah, looks like we got Max Bowman, Jeremy Roth, Les Turner, William Conover, Sean Fritz, Jeff McConey, and then Michael De La Sala rounding out the top 15 there.
Yeah, and yeah.
I think this is quite a show here once we get everyone jammed up heading over those hills. And obviously the locals think so too. The turnout's pretty good here today.
I see plenty of popcorn out there. These guys are definitely ready for a show. All right, we're seeing them grid up on the hill here. Looks like that S197 is going to lead these guys into green flag racing here.
Yeah, looks like we got about a minute left here on the grid as these guys are getting ready.
You know, so one thing, Joe, that we obviously were talking about was the Skip Barber Racing School voucher that's not only going to be given to a race winner tonight, which you're going to see in about 30 minutes who's going to be crowned that, but also we are going to announce who the winner is of the viewer and fan that is watching tonight. So think about one of you sitting there right now is going to, by the end of the race, is going to win a racing voucher to get actually behind the wheel with Skip Barber Racing School, which is super cool. So don't forget to like, comment, and share. And also, if you want to join in on the action, guess what? You can. All you have to do is click the link on the Roush Performance Esports page, sign up on the Haggerty link, and you can actually join in on the action. And we got 2 more races of here on the Grassroots Series.
Yeah, no, we definitely got 2 races left.
Some of the best racing in the world happens at your local track. Welcome to the ROUSH Grassroots Series.
Are rolling off for the single pace lap. They will be going green this next time. Well, guys, based off of these qualifying results and the last race, I don't know about you, but I think my pick is going to be somewhere here in this top 4. I'm going to go with newcomer in the number 02 car, Carter Kundinger. We'll see what he's got, and he's going to be my pick for the race win tonight.
That's definitely a solid. I'm going to go with Kyle Herbst here in the 89 car. I've seen him run very strong. Actually, I believe he was our race winner last race. In that Captain Crunch car, right?
Yeah, you're correct.
So I'm going to say go Captain Crunch. Actually, I'm agreeing with Peter in the chat saying go Captain Crunch. So there you go. I'm going to go with the captain here.
T-Bone, what say ye?
Well, it's on the subject of Captain Crunch, I'm going to go with Trenton McMillian because I think the top 4 are going to crunch right into each other, and we're going to have a little dark horse of a winner. Our longtime competitor, Trenton, he needs one, so I think today's his day.
And I will quote my son Chevin, and I'll say the same thing that he says every time we ask him what his favorite is. I don't pick favorites.
There it is, green flag racing, guys.
Yeah, guys. Looks like they're staying nice 2x2, cold tires. Here we go through turn 1. Look at this jump as the inside line tries to keep it tucked in. Guys, it looks like the pole sitter is taking off. Carter's getting shuffled back to 3rd as it looks like we got a little bit of action. The heel coat and turned around by the bumper, unfortunately. Looks like somebody got into him there, as it looks like the top 3 have really escaped. We got cars jumping curbs through the chicanes. Tires. These cars are big and heavy, and they are sliding around. We're seeing lots of tire smoke out there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was expecting that first lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like that PG-13 car of Nikhil Kopkar just got the bumper laid to him there at turn 3 and got turned around in front of the field, which has really put a shuffle into things as we got more action in the back, as it looks like Jim Johnson getting into somebody in the last chicane there. These leaders, though, complete lap 1 as they go through turns 2 and 3.
Yeah, there's lots of action all around the track here. Just like I said earlier in the broadcast, there's no room for error and there's no room for cars to go too wide. And like you said, with big heavy cars, they're going to start warming their tires up from cold, but once they get hot, they're going to start to get greasy. We'll see more mistakes here, and this place doesn't appear to be very forgiving.
Yeah, I gotta say the way these cars are using the curbs brings back memories of driving out of the S197s. Looks very much like what Joey and I did back in the day.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of movement in these cars. You definitely have to be patient with the front end on them. And I think that's one of the benefits that we're trying to really highlight with this Grassroots Series is that these are not GT3 cars. These are not prototypes. These are cars that you're probably going to find at your local grassroots racetrack or in your local neighbor's garage that likes to go out and race on the weekend. And as you see, they're doing about 120 miles an hour here. These guys are on a very, very small track, but look at how close the racing is up front. Really what this is all about.
Brandon Hawkins got a nice little cushion here, but one slip up in one corner, and Kyle Herbst and Carter Kundinger are right back with him. And they're right with each other, too. And the first lap Schmazzel's got my pick, Trent McMillian, up in the top 4. And he's hanging on to that position, but he's like Brandon Hawken. He has no room for error as he's got Max Bachman, Kyle Petty, and Les Turner right on his bumper.
Definitely, that's a great little race there for looks like 4th, 5th, and 6th place, as looks like there's another train of 3 cars directly behind them. But yeah, we got Brandon Hawken really just kind of laying down some laps up front. Like you said, fouled by Captain Crunch, as we see Carter Kundinger lose it coming out of the one of the turns there. Got a little bit up on the gravel with the outside wheels, and around he went.
That's a tough break, man, but that's Trenton up into 3rd. Might have called a dark horse here, man. He's driving really nice too, keeping those guys behind him. Like you said, you know, there's clusters of action all around the track. These guys are getting together and they're sticking together.
For sure, and it's unfortunate for Carter there, as it looks like he's fallen all the way back to 7th place. Went already up to 6th as he gets by Les Turner here. I think he's going to be probably the car to watch as he moves his way back up through the field. We got to keep an eye on our leaders up here. As you were saying, Trent McMillion's got some company right there behind him.
Absolutely, and you know, Joey and Jack, you guys can really speak to this. This track is in many ways similar to our Lime Rock in Connecticut, where not only making a small mistake has big consequences, but look at Nikhil Kopkar, who had that incident lap 1. He's only made his way back to 12th, so it's not really a conducive passing circuit either. It's not easy to get around here like it is to our Lime Rock, and you guys both having raced there, and I believe in cars not dissimilar to these, can really speak to that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it just takes one tiny little mishap or mistake, and you know that can be the end of your race right there. You know, it's going to be tough for him. You know, Brandon Hawken up at the front, he's laying down those fast laps, you know, stretching his lead a little bit. Kyle's trying to keep up with him, but man, it's going to be hard to get back up there.
Yeah, and just like Lime Rock, these laps are sub 1 minute. And I have a feeling they're going to have to probably get the bumper out a little. And one other thing we deal with at the Bull Ring is a lot of lapped traffic. And as we see our leader, Brandon Hawken, I think he is already starting to approach a lapped car only on lap 7 here.
Yeah, that's also true, and that's really going to slow his pace down. Even if he does get around pretty quickly, he's going to have to exude a lot of patience. And fortunately, patience in traffic does not equate to lap time. He's catching Jeremy Lee Roth pretty quickly here, and he'll have a train of single cars over the next few laps he'll have to contend with. Give Kyle Herbst the opportunity to catch back up.
Definitely, and one of the things that we really try to stress here is showing respect to everybody, and that is leaders all the way down to the lap cars. So hopefully everybody plays nice out here, and see if this accordion effect comes into play at all, and sucks 2nd, 3rd, 4th place back up to these leaders.
Absolutely, and you know, another similarity, just to draw back to our Lime Rock comparison, because that's what we have here, is this track seems to have a lot more right and hard right turns than lefts. So, you know, Joey and Jack, how is that going to play into tire wear as these guys start running these things down, having more load on one side versus the other, especially in such quick succession?
Oh, the difference can be pretty massive compared to a track where it's not as imbalanced. You know, it's hard for me to comment too specifically. I've not run a bunch of laps here to really see what the tire life would do. But I am expecting that to be a pretty big factor here. Joey, have you run this some?
Yeah, you know, the tire wear's not too huge in terms of fall off, as it looks like we got Carter Kundinger starting to make his way back up through the fields here. But the tire fall off isn't too much. It's more the tire warm-up phase. And as we saw at the beginning of this race, that first lap, even first 2 laps, the cars act totally different, and we saw a little bit of contact that probably wouldn't have happened if everything was all sticky and ready to go. As it looks like, yeah, Carter has made his way back up to the number 57 of Max Bowman. Both of these guys rocking some ROUSH Grassroots Series liveries. Thank you very much, boys. I think that those stickers look mighty fine on there, as it looks like Carter's trying to get the draft as he pokes his nose out maybe to turn 9, see if he takes a dive bomb here. He's going to be patient, try to get him on the exit through the acceleration down to turn 1.
I think he knows he has the pace and he doesn't have to force the issue here. And finds his P's and Q's, he might be able to challenge Trent McMillan for P3. That'll put him right back up to just about where he was in P2 before he had the incident.
Definitely, and you can see these guys, look at the elevation and how much these cars really are on these bump stops, and they roll and they come up through this chicane and really jump it through this section here. It's so much fun to watch these cars, and it looks like Carter's really got the rhythm as he's starting to poke his nose down in a non-passing area, goes side by side. Looks like he's going to leave a little bit of room. Great racing between these two, and Carter is going to have the inside line going into turn 9 here, but they are staying side by side. I don't think that Max has anywhere to go unless he's going to try an over-under.
Yeah, no, it looks like he just let it go, gave him some room.
Great pass there by Carter Kundinger up to now 4th place as he keeps his way marching back through the field. Still got Brandon Hawken lead in this race, turning consistent 54-second laps out there, followed by Kyle Herbst as they are working their way through some lap traffic still. Then we got Trent McMillan just running his pace out there after the little first lap incident. I think he's just trying to hang on to it and hoping that he doesn't see that bright red car creep up on him too fast back there, Carter Kundinger.
And unfortunately, I think his hopes and dreams are shattered. He's only got about a 3-car length gap back to Carter. So hopefully he'll make it a little difficult for him, but those guys are about to start catching lap traffic as well, as our leaders have already been working through it. It seemed to pay a bit of dividend to Kyle Herbst there. He clawed back about a second of the gap he'd lost on pace, and there's still more traffic to come, so let's keep our eyes up front too, because that could change in an instant.
Yeah, I think we're entering a really interesting part of the race. You know, it's the field is spreading out right now, and the guys up at the front, especially the leader, could relax a little bit, but if he does that, he will see the guys behind him start to catch up. So you really cannot sit back in a race once it reaches the state. And man, that lap traffic, you really got to be careful. If those guys hit them or get tied up with them, go off track, that can change things, like you said, very quickly.
And speaking of change, we had Carter Kundinger once again on the final corner, late on the brakes down the inside on Trent McMillan, taking 3rd place. And they got himself back to pay dirt, but he's got traffic up ahead, so he'll need to get as much of a gap on Trenton as he can to be comfortable through this traffic. But Trenton's hanging right on his bumper here, so let's see what they can do.
Yeah, no, like I was calling it, that red car is definitely fast. It was a shame that he had that little bit of a self-spin earlier, because I think he would still be right up there with the leaders, and it looks like he's got about a 15-second gap to 2nd place, so he's really going to have to hustle if he wants to make that up.
Yeah, for sure, and unfortunately he's got the traffic to go through that the leaders already have. But on the flip side of that, there's still a sizable amount of traffic in front of those 2 leaders, so if he can manage the traffic much better than Brandon and Kyle, he can find himself back up there again rather quickly.
Like Jack was saying, this is a very important part of the race. You got to keep your focus, and it's so easy to keep that pace. And yeah, you can certainly suck it right back up to the leaders if they're not paying attention. Well, guys, looks like we're just past halfway through here of race number 2 of the ROUSH Grassroots Series presented by Skip Barber Racing School. I know we've really focused here on really the top 5, as that's been the close racing. I wanted to run through the field a little bit, get everybody a little bit of camera time, as we're very happy of everybody that has come out and participated with us tonight. Looks like here in 6th place, we got a ROUSH eSports regular, Kyle Patey kind of having a little bit of a lonely race out there in 6th place. He lost touch with 5th of Max Bowman, but he's got a commanding lead over that 7th place car of William Conover, the number 2. Looks like he's got that old school motorcraft throwback livery here. Looks pretty good. Jack, you remember racing something similar like that with me? What was that, 2019? In the GT
Oh, yeah.
cars?
Oh yeah, these things look eerily similar to what we ran.
Definitely, and then looks like another position back. We got 8th place, Colin Arnold. Colin, shout out. Colin's father actually was one of the crew members on the ROUSH Racing team when we had our Grand Am team back in the day. Actually, one of my favorite guys. I love Zach, you know, and him and I really had a good relationship there, and he was always fun. And thank you to Colin for coming out here. And looks like 9th place. Looks like we got Jeff McConey, popular, more oval racer, but happy to have McConey Setup Shop out here racing with us at ROUSH Esports. Shout out to Jeff there. I know that he's excited to come out and race these ROUSH events and get him out on the road race circuit in a little bit. Looks like
Just one lap ago, McConey was dirt tracking it through turn 8 there in the battle there with Colin Arnold and James Stacy. We're pretty tight together, but Colin Arnold has really stretched that gap out.
No, you make a great point. I actually think this is our best battle on the racetrack right now, is Jeff McConey and James Stacy. As you see that Jeff is really tucked up on the bumper here of that red number 37 of James Stacy, although the 37 looks like it's been in a war recently on that right side.
Yeah, well, we don't call them battles for nothing. And a touch further back, we got Peachy Campos and Les Turner not far from each other, but with them is our overall leader, Brandon Hawken, working through that traffic. So be a little interesting dynamic change back there for the 11th and 12th positions.
Yeah, definitely, and a shout out to Peachy Campos, another one of our Real Race guys, another crew member. Shout out, I know that he's down in Puerto Rico and comes and races with us at the eSports stuff. And right behind him, Les Turner is a new face. Happy to have Les out here. He helps run the Red Sox Racing League, which is one of the oldest iRacing private leagues. So happy to have Les out here.
All right, guys, and while these drivers are working hard, we're able to just sit back and relax. I am going to put a little work on you. I mean, if you want, I won't force you, but I'm pretty sure if I tell you that we're giving away a Skip Barber Racing School racing voucher to one of you sitting at home, all you have to do is like, comment, and share whatever platform you are watching on. And at the end of the race, during the post-race interviews, we are going to announce that winner. So we're not only giving a Skip Barber Racing School racing voucher to the winner of the race, but we're also giving it to a viewer, fan. So all you have to do is like, comment, and share. Tell your friends what's going on over here at the eSports page. And let's go back to the action, Joey.
Yeah, guys, and as you were talking there, we had a change for the lead. Brandon Hawken, our leader, got into some lap traffic. He was making an aggressive move, and I think he just was a little bit too aggressive working by some lap traffic, had a spin off to the inside, and Kyle Herbst, Captain Crunch, is out front leading the way now.
What did I tell you about the captain? I told you. He knows how to steer the ship here.
You're right, man. You know, your pick might be paying off here. It looks like you up on that same lap car of Peachy Campos. This is the car that Brandon Hawken had a little bit of trouble getting by, but it looks like Captain Crunch is going to draft right up, take the inside line away. Looks like Peachy's going to be respectful and let him have it there, and off he goes. Do another lap and see what he can do.
Hey Trevor, in your control panel, you don't have the ability to take anyone's grip away, do you?
We don't talk about that one. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I haven't figured that one out yet. I have a lot of buttons over here, but I haven't pushed them all. I don't think you want me to either. I think my broadcaster, what did we call that, Joey? Just about every person that I start talking about typically.
Broadcaster's curse.
There it is, the curse. So I'm going to try to stay quiet over here as the captain leads out front here.
looks like we've got about 7+ minutes left. I want to make sure we get everybody a little bit of screen time. We got one more new face back there in 13th place, number 19 of Sean Fritz out here. He missed race 1, but happy to have him with us for race 2. And then all the way back to 14th, we got Jeremy Roth back there as well. Looks like he's dealing with some lap traffic of Kyle Patey as he works by. Back to 15th place, we got Russ Coe out here. I know that Russ joins us for all the practice sessions, is always on the microphone, always happy to have him out here participating with us. So shout out to you there, Russ. And looks like the rest of the cars have had some issues and are out of the race. Looks like we got 15 cars remaining, and the leaders have lapped all the way through 11th place.
Yeah, and we had another incident there with Brandon Hawken and lap traffic in P2. Another super aggressive move, put Les Turner off into the dirt. Pretty questionable move from my perspective, but looks like Brandon Hawken got away with it and got through.
Yeah, definitely. I see what you're talking about there, and I think Les was a little caught out there in turn 1. He was a little wide, and Brandon is definitely on a mission. They were sitting at two ends of the table, and they were the different ends of the table.
That's right.
Well, I'm finally talking here.
How's it going, JP? Happy to have you here. We got about 5+ minutes left of race number 2 here at Knock Hill Racing Circuit. What you been up to tonight, dude?
Nothing much. I've been feeling a little sick today, yesterday, and the day before. I haven't been feeling the greatest. But I'm excited to start the go-kart season next month.
Awesome, man, and happy to have you on here, as it looks like Trent McMillian and Max Bowman. Bowman, I gotta ask Max how to pronounce his last name so that way I'm not embarrassing myself, but it looks like this is the closest battle on the racetrack, as it looks like they're coming up to a little bit of lap traffic of Sean Fritz. This is a battle for position number 4, guys.
That's a good one, but we also still have Jeffrey McConey and William Conover fighting over 9th and 10th, pretty tight together as well. So it certainly isn't over for a lot of different positions from the front to the back.
As you say that, the leader works his way up through Will Conover, and I hear Jeff McConey on the radio calling out to the race leader that he sees him. Looks like he's going to probably let him by here on the front straightaway. Nice, respectful racing here.
Really heads up. You like to see that kind of thing. And Kyle Herbst really doesn't have to force the issue here. Got less than 4 minutes to go, and he's got a 6-second lead over Brandon Hawken. And Hawkins still has to work through the traffic that Herbst has already been through. So really no risk here for Herbst at this point. Just be cool, be sensible, keep your pace up when you got some clean air, and I think he's got this one in the bag if he doesn't make any mistakes.
You hit the nail on the head, T-Bones. You know, that's what's important about having a spotter, guys. I don't know if you heard what he just said. He's got a car out there in the front in the lead. He doesn't have to push the issue, and that's nice to hear in your brain. You want that confidence. Hey, you don't have to go and push it 110%. You only have to go 80%. Be safe out there. Just get by these cars. You're not under pressure, and you still got this race lead. You still got this race win.
That's it. I mean, at this stage, Herbst can lose a second a lap and still win the race, which in fact that was the pace difference last lap. But unfortunately for Brandon, he's now got those 3 cars that Kyle's worked his way through that lap to contend with. And Carter Kundinger, we have to give him some props after that mistake. He was 18 seconds back when he rejoined the track, and now he's under 13, so he's definitely been clawing his way back up towards the front.
Hey, yeah, you know, it's not easy to refocus after you make a mistake. And Jack, I know that we're not all perfect out here, and mistakes definitely happen. Have you found that you're able to rebound pretty quickly from that, or does it take a couple laps for you to really get back into the zone?
You know, I think if you're in a good spot mentally, you know, you got to be ready for mistakes. You know, if you're fully prepared, I think, you know, for me, it does make it easier to rebound, and you need to put your mind in a state where you don't waste time getting flustered. You just have to deal with what's dealt to you.
Yeah, and on that subject of not being able to reset, we've got another incident between Brandon Hawken and a lapped car. This time it was William Conover. Looks like he and Russ Coe went 3 wide into one of the corners. Everybody got together, a little crossed up, and unfortunately for Conover, he got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, that's one thing that it's unfortunate that contact does happen out here, and I think Brandon has really got the bit between his teeth. He's trying to make up some time, and he's making some aggressive moves out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely if I were on the radio with Herbst, I would just continue to tell him that Brandon's trying to throw it away, and he's not to follow suit. Keep the car on track and in one piece, and this win's his.
I think one other thing that I would be on the radio with Brandon Hawken definitely saying, hey, you know what, you were on the podium here at race number 1. You're looking like a great result here at race number 2. We still got a huge Skip Barber Racing School championship on the line for the points winner here after race number 4. Keep it together, don't lose your cool, and take a second place here. Second place is a lot better than a DNF.
That's absolutely right.
That's
absolutely
right, guys.
Right. You gotta.
Yeah, 27 laps in, guys, of looking like 33 laps. Looks like 5 minutes, 30 seconds left on the timer. And that means you have 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to make a decision whether or not you want your chance at winning a Skip Barber Racing School voucher. Yep, that means that you can get behind the wheel of a Skip Barber Racing School vehicle, and it also could potentially be a ROUSH Stage 3 Mustang, so you can go out there on the track and see what you have, not just on the simulator, but actually getting out on the track. All you have to do is like, comment, and share before this broadcast is over, because we're picking a winner at the end. So not only are we crowning the victory to the P1 spot, but we are also going to give it to someone right here watching. I see a bunch of people commenting here. Michael wants that voucher there. We want the battle. What a battle between Trent and Max. Let's jump over to Trent and Max over here. But we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And make sure you go ahead and just follow along on the Haggerty Motorsport Reg to make sure you know when these races are happening, so you can watch battles right here, like, what is this, Max and Carter here.
Yeah, it looks like Max Bowman and Trent McMillan are still attached to the bumper. However, it looks like Max in the number 57 has, in fact, gotten around.
Oh!
Whoa.
Keeping things exciting.
Just a little bit of tire smoke, boys. Nothing to worry about. These cars do have ABS, although they're pushing hard on that pedal. Sometimes they drag a little bit of a rear wheel to get them turned there and stopped. Guys, this is some of the closest battles we've got going on the racetrack that we're watching here. If you notice, a lot of these cars are starting to get a banged up front right fender and front bumper, and it's not necessarily from them going and banging into other cars, but if you guys notice, turn 1, they're constantly jumping this curb here, and in iRacing, if you hit that curb too hard, you can actually bang up on the splitter there, which pushes that up into the fender, and what you see is a lot of that front right damage from curb hopping. Kyle Herbst still out front with a commanding lead, 4 seconds over Brandon Hawken. And then Brandon's got a cool 11 seconds all the way back to the number 02 of Carter Kundinger in 3rd place, our final podium spot.
Yeah, it looks like Carter's still battling some traffic here, and I think he's finally got himself into clean air, so we'll see if he's going to light the wick or just accept he's 3rd and keep a reasonable pace here, which would be the smart thing to do, because he would need a little bit of help to claw back a 13-second gap in 4 laps.
And guys, I want to go back to that Trent McMillan car, because he's got somebody else filling up his rear view mirror now, the number 90 of Kyle Patey. has found his way up there as Trent has a little bit of loose coming off of that final turn number 9 there, and this number 90 car might be hunting into turn 1.
Yeah, that McMillian car looks real tail happy. I wonder if he's just burned off his rear tires.
Yeah, it looks like that number 90 Kyle is all over, although it looks like he got a little bit loose there coming through. Got to keep it underneath him. He's running out of time, so don't push it too hard as he's got a big wiggle coming through the chicane there as Trent dives down to the inside of a lapped car. See if Kyle can make his way through there. It's a tough funnel that looks like he got blocked up a little bit, and Trent has a little bit of breathing room now.
Oh yeah, these guys are pushing hard right now.
No, these guys are absolutely looking banged up. But you know one thing that fixes being banged up, guys? A little vacation. Haha, speaking of vacation, what a transition, guys. That's all live right here on the eSports page. Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. That's your dream vacation, guys. Head over to Lottie'sTravelWorld.com and have Harold and Lori take the stress out of your next vacation, because I know you're feeling banged up over there. I know these drivers are, but head over to Lottie'sTravelWorld.com so they can basically plan your next vacation. And their motto there is, let us plan so you can tan. Joey, you're working on a pretty gnarly tan over there in Seattle, aren't you?
Oh yeah, but you know, usually when I tan, it ends up more red. I end up kind of looking more like Clifford or a lobster. You know, that's usually what happens to me.
Right. Well, looks like Herbst is hanging on to this P1 spot so far, guys. I don't know if anyone has it to catch him.
Yeah, it looks like he is, in fact, on his final lap here, I believe. As he, I think he might have to do one more, depending on how fast he gets around turn number 9. It looks like our overlays are showing this is coming to the checkered flag here. We'll see.
I know Brandon Hawkin has closed that gap, but just not enough.
I believe that looks like white flag is being thrown right now, so one more lap here.
He crossed the line with about 4 seconds remaining, so he's going to have to do one more lap, but he's got a 2.5 second gap back to Brandon Hawkin, like you were saying. Brandon reeled it in a little bit, but guys, 2.5 seconds to give up in one lap is a huge margin. He just needs to keep his calm out there, bring it home around these last couple corners, and he's got a race win.
Still looks like Paty and McMillian still going at it as they are coming across the white flag. And you are not kidding. These guys have put it all out on the line there. It also looks like they put out their splitter as well. Nick says, how about a vacation to a Roush voucher? That's what I'm talking about. All right, there it is, guys. Checkered flag. Kyle Herbst. Man, I called it the captain for race 2 of the Grassroots Series. Man, big win. Kyle's going to be taking home that Skip Barber Racing School voucher, racing voucher. So maybe one of you guys, I don't know who's friends. Is anyone friends with Kyle in the comment section? Hopefully you can take the win on the viewer fan side. You guys can go ahead and enjoy a trip over there.
Yeah, it looks like we still got Trent McMillian and Kyle Paty. It looks like Trent's finally going to hang on here for that 5th place position as Kyle settles for 6th. Well, guys, that was a fantastic race out here. I know that it was a little bit messy up front at the flap, that it can be on cold tires, but congratulations to Kyle Herbst, Brandon Hawkin, and Carter Kundinger, your top 3 of the podium here at race number 2 of the ROUSH eSports Series presented by Skip Barber Racing School.
As he little WWE there, some wrestling takes him into the ropes there, into the tires. All right, let's bring up the official results here. Definitely not, let's not look at the grid there. Let's go ahead and pull up the results tab here. Joey, go and work on getting our race winners into the booth. And guys, we are going to put together the names that have liked, commented, and shared for your chance at winning that Skip Barber Racing School voucher. All right, guys. Trying to look back at our next. What is our next race here? What better way? Go over to Haggerty Motorsport Reg. We'll be able to give you that information.
I'm sorry, there. I was grabbing some,
Yeah,
some
no.
guys. What were you saying there, Trevor?
Next race. When does everyone need to show back up?
The next race is May 18th at Okayama International Circuit, guys. We're across the other pond, the other direction, and I'm going to be racing over there in Japan. That should be another exciting one headed over.
Oh, yeah.
That's always a popular, fun track. A little bit on the smaller side. Not quite as small as Knock Hill here, but should provide some really close racing.
All right, Joe, as who does it look like we're going to be pulling into the booth first here?
Yeah, it looks like we have our race winner of Kyle Herbst ready for some interviews. Are you ready over there on your side?
I'm never ready, but I'll be ready. Let's bring Kyle in.
Well, why don't you go ahead and go get your viewership stuff done, and I will go ahead and bring Kyle in here, and we'll talk to him a little bit about this race and thoughts. Hey, Kyle, congratulations on yet another race win, man. You looked like you had a little bit of trouble there at the beginning, hanging out in second place, but Brandon Hawken made a mistake, and you never did.
Yeah, I mean, let's say first off, Brandon had all the pace to win, and you know, fortunate for me, unfortunate for him, but kind of part of my strategy because I knew overall pace was going to be difficult for me at this track.
Well, I think you were holding on quite well out there. I think that between yourself, Brandon, and Carter, you guys were really the show of the field. And did you have any troubles out there with lap traffic, or was it mainly pretty clean for you? I know that we were hopping around quite a bit, and Brandon ran into some issues with lap traffic, but it seemed like you were able to put your legs through.
Yeah, I mean, so I knew this track in particular was going to be difficult with traffic. So, I mean, off the start, I was able to get a really good jump. I think Carter might have misshift or something. I was able to pinch and get into second. And then from there, I mean, I knew Brandon has the pace, and I was thinking to myself, you know, there's a lot of traffic and a lot of, you know, single lanes. You know, you can't really go too wide easily. So I was just trying to save onto some tires. For me, traffic, no, not terribly. There's a couple instances where I just, you know, wanted to check up, especially after Brandon had made his mistake. It's just one of those things of, you know, I'd rather give up half a second than, you know, go off and give up multiple seconds. So I think that was just kind of my strategy, just looking over the tires a little bit better versus last race, and then you know, just trying to avoid any carnage.
You bring up a great point there. Our in-house spotter over here at T-Bones, we were talking about your lead that you had and how you just really had to be comfortable out there, not make any mistakes once you got around Brandon. And that seems like that's what you did. You really kind of managed the race out there and let him catch up, just kind of be safe. And congratulations on taking home the race win.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You have anybody that you would like to give a shout out to, say hi to?
I'll say hi to my fiance, Aubrey, for letting me deal with these things on a weekly basis. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Kyle, for coming and racing with us, and we hope to see you here at race number 3. It looks like you're stacking up quite the points here, so you got a good shot at that championship prize.
Definitely. Thank you guys for hosting. Always a fun class.
Great job, Kyle.
Thank you.
Looks like we also have second place finisher in here, Brandon Hawken. I know that your car didn't quite look the same at the end of the race as it did at the beginning, and I think you were having a little bit of trouble of lap traffic out there that caught you out. So,
yeah.
What cost you, huh?
Oh, pardon?
That's ultimately, it looks like, what cost you that top spot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just had a little bit of issues there with lap traffic. I'm not sure what happened on the first one. I'm not sure if they tried letting me go on the outside, and I was already on the inside, and then we made just the slightest bit of contact, and the game just like whipped me right around. And then yeah, second one, I think it was side by side with William, and then there was another car that was slowing down to let us both go, and yeah, I think that car just didn't leave enough room for both of us to get through, and we net coded just a little bit, and yeah, it was that's when the damage happened. And man, yeah, I feel like without that second incident, I could have caught back up and retaken the lead, but you know, things happen. It's all part of racing. It's a really tight track, and you know, yeah, we'll see what we can do next week. And man, really good run for Kyle, kept it clean, and took away the W. So yeah, good for him. And yeah, we'll see if we can get it next time. We were so close, but yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, no, you're always one of the fastest cars on track out there, and you definitely showed it again tonight. I think it's only a matter of time till you find yourself in the winner's circle here in the Roush eSports Grassroots Series. Is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to, say hi to?
Well, sure, yeah. Just like to shout out SRC Movano Corsa, and yeah, all you guys for running this at Roush, and Skip Barber, Continental, Haggerty. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. Skip Barber, Castrol, Motorsports Reg, and man, yeah, this is a really great series you guys have put on. So yeah, looking forward to the next one, and yeah, we'll see if we can get ourselves a W next time.
Definitely. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in race number 3 here. And I know that you're stacking up quite the points, just like how Kyle was, and you're in that running for that points championship. So we're excited to see how that all plays out this season.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. See you later, Brandon.
See ya.
All right, guys. Well, that officially wraps up our interviews for the night. I know that we're compiling some viewership interaction prizes right now.
Oh, yeah.
So that way we are ready to go. And Trevor, how are you doing on your end there?
You know, I'm doing absolutely great. We are actually, and a little bit of music to announce who the Skip Barber Racing School voucher receivee is. Can I say that? Receivee? How about future race car driver? Someone that's going to have to really grip the wheel and hang on to that Roush Performance Stage 3 Mustang over at the Skip Barber Racing School, because you're about to receive one and you don't even know who you are. Are you guys ready for this? Who's ready? Let me see some thumbs up in the comment section. Let me see who's still hanging out. Who's entered? Go and give a little hand raise. Let's see who's still hanging out. Who's listening? That's always good, but we actually already have a winner, but I just got to, there's those thumbs. Comment, let's see here. Favorite, oh, look at Nick Ebby, let's go. Murphy Nichols, woo. Should I just start? No, I'm not going to repeat everything that everyone's saying.
Ric Flair it?
That is a Ric Flair, isn't it? Woo! Come on, baby. All right, here we go. Those thumbs are coming up here. And the winner is Anthony Boyko. Anthony Boyko. Does that, Anthony, you in the comment section, you got to claim it right here. There he is. Big thumbs up to Anthony Boyko. Let's congratulate Anthony. You're going to be getting behind the wheel of a Skip Barber Racing School Roush Mustang. And good luck. Have fun. Go ahead and send us a DM, and we'll get that sent out to you. Everyone, we appreciate you guys so much for hanging out right here on the Roush Performance Esports channel. The Grassroots Series, Race 2. Kyle Herbst with the big win. We're heading to Race 3. Joey, when are we heading to Race 3?
Yeah, guys, we're headed over across the pond the other way to Okayama Circuit over there in Japan. And we're going to be racing there next month. It looks like the date is May 18th, coming at you Wednesday at an 8:30 p.m. Eastern start time, just like tonight.
Awesome. Well, there it is, guys. That is a wrap. We appreciate everyone for hanging out with us. Big shout out to Skip Barber Racing School, Continental Tires, Haggerty Motorsport Reg, Castrol, and of course, Big Roush Performance for keeping us under the umbrella on the esports side. We had a blast, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and stay tuned. Make sure you're in the next race, because you can be taking home that Skip Barber Racing School. Everyone, have a great night. See you guys.